This is a recipe for a delicious, healthy shepherd's pie, which you're going to absolutely love. And this is so easy, anyone can make it. Let me talk you through the ingredients and we'll get straight on with it. First of all, we've got the Albert Bartler rooster potatoes mixed with sweet potatoes, both of them peeled and boiled until nice and soft. We've got some lean beef that I'm using here. You can use lamb or chicken or even turkey, whichever is your preference, but just make sure it's very nice and lean because remember this is a healthy dish for you. I've got a 400-gram tin of chopped tomatoes. We've got one large onion, a couple of stalks of celery, again sliced up. I've got some dried oregano, a couple of bay leaves, some minced garlic, some fresh rosemary. I've got some mango chutney, which is a secret ingredient. You can leave that out if you prefer, but I suggest you give it a go because it gives it a lovely extra flavour. I've also got a little bit of milk, some olive oil, some Worcestershire sauce and some black pepper, and also some vegetable or chicken stock, whichever you prefer. So you can see nice healthy array of foods from the beginning. Therefore, when you've made this dish, if you're hungry you can eat a nice big piece, and if you're not so hungry you can eat a littler piece. That's healthy living, and then you just go out for a walk afterwards. Okay, so to get on with the mashed potato for the shepherd's pie, we've got the rooster potatoes and the sweet potatoes, which obviously have been peeled and boiled until they're nice and soft. And these are very fluffy potatoes, so you can see they start to fall apart already. I'm now going to add some black pepper and a couple of tablespoons of milk to the dish. So there we go, that's the potato nicely mashed down, so I'm just going to move that to the side. And remember that had no butter in it at all, which is great. And now we're going to get to work on the meat sauce. So in a large non-stick frying pan over a medium heat, you're going to brown off your meat. The reason I do this first of all and separately to the other ingredients is that if it does have any fat that comes out of it, you've then got the opportunity to drain that off before you add the other ingredients to the meat sauce. Now I'm going to allow this to brown quite a lot because that's what's going to give the dish a lot of the flavour. So don't rush this, give it time and allow it to brown and move the meat around so that all the different areas are covered. So the meat has been browning now for about 5 or 6 minutes and it's gone lovely and brown. And as you can see, there's no spare fat in there at all, so it certainly was lean minced meat, which is good. To this now, I'm going to add onion and also the garlic and also the celery at this point. And because there's very little fat in here from the meat, I'm just going to add a drizzle of olive oil because it's going to need that to cook the onions, the garlic and the celery. So the onions, garlic and celery have really started to cook down and go nice and brown with the meat. So now it's time to add all the other ingredients. The first thing I'm going to add is the chopped tomatoes, and next the tomato puree. Next we're going to put the dried herbs. So I've got some dried oregano here, and next a couple of bay leaves can go in there. I'm going to put a couple of sprigs of fresh rosemary in whole, and then I'll remove those at the end of cooking. That's just to give it the flavour. And the special ingredient is 1 teaspoon of mango chutney. And of course, don't forget a little bit of your chicken or vegetable stock. The last 2 ingredients now, lots and lots of black pepper, and finally a couple of good slugs of Worcestershire sauce. So I'm just going to give this a good stir, put the lid on and cook it over a medium heat for about 20 minutes. So this has now been cooking down for about 20 minutes and it's all come together very nicely. All we now need to do is start spooning it into the pie dish. So that's all the meat in. Let's put the potato on top now. So this is the rooster potato and the sweet potato mixture, remember, that we just did earlier. And we're just simply going to splodge it on the top. And the reason I use sweet potato with this is because sweet potatoes hold their moisture very, very well. And that means you don't have to add the butter. Now we just need to spread it out. You don't have to make it too pretty, but try and make it as even as you can. So I'm going to pop this into the oven probably only for about 15 minutes to make sure that it's all the same temperature, and then it'll brown a little bit on top. Oh, lovely. This is our shepherd's pie. We've had it in the oven for about 20 minutes now. Crispy on top. It should be hot and bubbling underneath. And you can see all the delicious onions and celery and herbs and that lean meat and the sweet potato and white potato mash. I hope you enjoy my recipe for healthy shepherd's pie.